Yeah. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy, G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton, with my guy, Football Junkie, and welcome to Monday Night Mic'd Up. Give it up.
Right. It's a nice accent on that
What's
smooth
good
up.
with you, Football Junkie?
Oh, not much, man. Just taking it slow, man. Just taking it slow, man. Taking it all in from last night, man.
Well, before we get into it, man, give me your thoughts about this 40-40 tie. I mean, are you happy? Are you mad? Are you sad? What do you think?
I mean, man, hey, when it comes down to the get down of the whole situation, man, I can accept that because it's better than what I thought it was going to be. Because, I figured it was going to be a blowout and whatnot. Uh, Green Bay being able to do whatever they want to do. Michael Parsons just going on a field day with the process and stuff like that. But it turned out better than what I thought it would, man.
Yeah. I'm just like you, brother. I thought like, shit, man, these guys from Green Bay, they licking their chops, man, and they are going to give Dak some problems. But man, they say Dak was getting rid of the ball within 2.5 seconds. Yeah. So yeah, it was making it hard on that defense, man. But
Very hard.
yeah, so yeah, man, we got a 40 piece, we got a tie. So let's get right on into the stats real quick. See what we got. So there it is, 40-40 burger for Green Bay and the Dallas Cowboys, which leads us to 1-2-1, and Green
Yeah,
Bay 2-1-1. So
yeah.
with that being said, let's get into some. Let's get into see what's going on. Let's get into Dallas first, man. So as you can see, we just didn't score any points in the first quarter again, and I think that kind of hurt us, man. We just went naked in that first quarter, but as you can see, the other quarters we did pretty well. Let's get on down here to the game leaders. Let's get on down here. So this is what we have. I mean, everything's looked pretty close, man. Everything was pretty close, if you notice, man. Jordan Love was 31 for 43 for 337, 3 TDs, and Dak was 31 for 40 for 319 yards for 3 TDs. Okay, then we got the running backs. We got Josh Jacob for 22 carries for 86 yards, 2 TDs. Javonte Williams, 20 carries for 85 yards and 1 TD. And then you go down to receiving. You got George Pickens. I said George Pickens. Yeah, George Pickens had 8 receptions for 134 yards, 2 TDs, and let's see if I can pull up a few more. Then we had let me see what we got here. Let's go to Dallas. I want to go to Dallas. We ain't worried about them. Yeah. So Brian Fernor had 1 for 12. Miles Sanders had 2 for 8. Here we go. We got Pickens doing his thing. Jalen Tolbert stepped up. Jake Ferguson stepped. These some good numbers, man. These good numbers. What I'm looking at when I talk about this offense, brother. So, yeah. What do you think about this offense when you see these numbers, my man?
Man, those are phenomenal numbers that Dak Prescott and those guys put up last night. Man, you can't ask for nothing more and nothing less than the situation that took place with the Cowboys in the outburst of points and whatnot. Uh, like we was expecting, man, that Pickens was gonna have to have a breakout game, and
Yeah.
that was the best game to have a breakout game, man. And he held his own. He started out a little slow, but then once he got his head back into the game and stuff like that, he was on and popping, man. You just
Yeah.
they couldn't really do nothing with him. Um, I seen on one play where Dak chose to go to Tolbert,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and he really should have took that deep ball threat down the field to
Saw
Pickens.
that.
And then I seen another play where Turpins had just flat out outran his man. And if he would have really just took a little bit more time, if he could have had it to get the look at Turpin and be able to hit him, Turpin would have been gone for the ghost for the end zone on that play.
Yeah,
But
I saw a few of them. Yeah.
yeah, the running game was he was hey Williams is on point, man. This dude is pound for pound.
Mm.
He is pound for pound carrying that ball like the Greyhound. Man, I mean, he's probably the best running back we done had in the past few years, man. I mean, we got to go back a few years since we had just a bell cow back. Uh, and he's bell cowing, man. He's ringing that bell every chance
And
he's given. He's running hard, man.
yeah.
He's taking charge. He's taking on the load like he's supposed to. and he's showing that, you know what I'm saying, I am that guy.
Yeah, I like I said, I was a little leery. I said, man, when they gave him the number 33, I said, okay, somebody don't know the history of the Cowboys. You just don't hand out number 33. You just don't, because that's history behind that. But once he got it, man, and I've been watching what he's got. This guy is a hard runner, man. This guy, one person cannot take this guy down, man. But Javonte Williams definitely have been showing up. And if he stay on course the way he is right now, man, this guy's going to break 1,000 yards and plus. So I really think so. But before we go any further, I wanted to say, now I had to go and do some research and find out the last time that Dallas was had ended a game in a tie. So there were several. The first one was in 1960. Then you had one in 1961, one in 1962. They were playing some ball back in the 60s. Boy, it go down in
Yeah,
time. And then you had
caveman ball.
1964, 1966, and the last one was November 27, 1969.
1969. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the last
1969.
one. And here we are again, man. I mean, I never did, witness a tie, but this is my first time witness a tie with our Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, man, we witnessed that, right?
Yeah, we witnessed that, man. I mean, I blame this tie scenario stuff on the commissioner. We need to have sudden death back in the game, man. We really do. We need to
Ooh,
have sudden death so we can have a solidified winner. All this half win, half loss scenarios and stuff like that that has to play a dictational role at the end of the season on where you fall at and stuff like that. If you get in, if you get out, or if you
yeah.
the number one this or nah, man, come on, eliminate that. Let's play it out.
But and I said, man, a tie reminds me of the two of diamond and the two of hearts in a uh game called Spades. What is it worth? You see what I'm saying? What is
Nothing.
a tie? It reminds me of the two of hearts and the two of diamond of a card game named Spades. And we know how we play Spades. You throw the two of diamonds out, you throw the two. So what is the tie going to do at the end of the day? I mean, what it really. So yeah, I agree with you. I think does need to be a sudden death brought back, and I don't care if they just put it on the 20s and see who can score whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Something
yeah,
different. But this is
yeah,
ridiculous, man. But
yeah.
yeah. So that you're so right, man. But again, we got to give our mad props to Dak Prescott, man. Dak Prescott, he shined, brother. He shined. I mean, I think this is the best I've seen Dak play damn near since he started. I mean, it just seems like this offense, he fits this offense. And Brian and his quarterback coach, the play calling was really, really good, as far as we done scored we done scored quite a bit of points this season already and
Yeah,
within
already.
their 4 games.
Yeah.
So that's saying a lot. So what do you think about when you saw Dak? What do you think about when you saw him out there on the field?
Man, when it comes to Dakota Prescott, aka Dak, he makes me shut up
Yeah.
about
See,
what I've been saying concerning Dak Prescott. Uh, because this guy he's coming out like he's a Gundam. You know, he's super. He was out there with some Super Saiyan type of stuff last night, man. It just seemed like it wasn't no throw or pass he couldn't throw, and what he had to do to improvise on anything, he made it happen. He put himself in position to make sure something happened. The
yeah.
offense, regardless of our attrition from the offensive line and stuff like that, Dak Prescott and that offensive line did a phenomenal job last night. I mean, basically the whole offense did a hell of a job last night, man. As a core, as a unit, they did an outstanding job, man.
And man, and I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I wanted to do. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's exactly what I wanted to say, man. Big major props to this makeshift front line. It's a makeshift. We
Makeshift.
don't have our center. Cooper Beebe is out. Then we got Tyler Booker out. And then you put Brock Hoffman at center. Then you bring in TJ Bass, man. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't miss a beat, man.
They didn't miss a
They
beat.
didn't miss a beat.
They didn't miss
You
a
know,
beat.
big shout out to Clayton Adams, man. I saw what he was doing. The running game was working, man. And yeah, big shout out to this makeshift front line, man, and Clayton Adams, man. So, you know, but with that being said, who else would you like to give shout outs to before we move on into this the woes of this defensive?
Man, you know what? I like to give out some shout outs to even though he had a couple of bonehead moves that went down, lower foul. And then I
Yeah,
like to give a shout
Maurice.
out to Maurice lower foul. I like to give a shout out to Easy Raku. I like to give a shout out to Houston. Also Sam Williams.
There you go. Yeah,
And we know Henderson, he gonna lock it down.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
So, and you know what I'm saying? I like to give a shout out to those guys, man. Them guys really, in the process of battling and struggling defensively and whatnot, they fought tooth and nail. They clawed, you know, and
Yeah,
they we had some bright spots and then we had some not so bright spots last night on defense.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna get into that too. Right now, like I say, the title of this show is called "The Dallas Cowboy Defensive Woes Continue," and it does. We're gonna get into that, but I want to give a big shout out to GP George Pickens. I want to give a big
Yeah,
shout out to Ryan
big
Flanoy
show,
for stepping
big
up.
show.
Got to definitely give a big shout out to Javonte Williams and also James Houston. James Houston is one that probably needs to stay on the field, man, because way
Yeah,
he's been balling out. But also we got to give a big shout out to Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell
yeah.
for that block extra point and run for the field goal. Give it up.
You know what, man? That right there was a pivotal moment in the game right there. That really was a
Yeah,
pivotal moment in the game right there because up until that point, the defense was on the field quite a bit of the time. Offense wasn't clicking, had no continuity whatsoever. And when they come up with that block and they took it back to the house, man,
yeah.
everything changed.
Marquise say, I will not be denied. I will
Everything
not.
changed.
Yeah, you're right. It did. It just, and I'm gonna tell you something too, man. Also with that, man, that 95-yard drive we made. Wait a minute.
Woo.
It's like Schottenheimer and Dak got into this rhythm. I mean, they had the defense on their heels, and we're gonna talk a little bit about both teams. And when we look at this 40 points, man, and how did we get so many points in one game? I mean, that's a lot of points. 40 points on both sides. That is a lot of points.
That's a
But
lot of points.
yeah, so we got to get into the one reason you give up 40 points is because somebody on defense is not doing something. So again, like I say, the defensive woes continue. So and some of the bullet points I have is pressures, no pressures, the scheme, and players. So all this go hand in hand, man. So and we got to find a way because way this offense is playing, man, and how they're playing at such a high level, we're ranked first in offense and last in defense.
I
No,
got a
real
question
talk.
for you. That's real talk. That's real talk. I got a question for you. All right. I know we left 7 points on the field in the second half. How many points do you think we left on the field in the first half?
Man, oh my gosh. Yeah. This game should
That
have been that.
opening drive in the first half, second half, that right there, if we could have went in and scored a touchdown on that
Yeah.
opening drive right there, that right there, we wouldn't have to worry about no OT.
Three and out. We went three and out. And I was
Went
like,
three
what are
and
we
out.
doing? How do we do that? And that's the thing. But when we go back, so this offense is playing at a high level, man, right now. This offense, and I'm so glad they finally found George Pick and GP, man, because we didn't even look his way in the first quarter. I don't know what took so long, but GP is that guy. He's that guy. He is that guy. Then you put in, even though we want to say George Pickens is a number two to CD. No, he's a number one. And we saw
It's
that.
number one.
Two things about when you throw the ball downfield to him, either he's going to catch it or it's going to be a pass interference.
One of the two. Just imagine. Just imagine if we didn't have George Pickens and it was
Oh,
just what we got.
It wouldn't have been that close. It wouldn't have been that close, man. So when we talk about these defensive woes, man, like I said, the bullet points are the pressure, no pressures. The scheme is it the scheme? Is it the players? What is it about this defense that has us in last place? And we're on right now. We have given up 135 points. And within the next 4 games, if we go keep it stay at the same pace, it'll be 535 points we have been gave up in the first 8 games. So what is it about this defense that is where we're not clicking?
Man, we for one, we're not generating enough push up front on the defensive line. First and
Yeah.
foremost, everything starts from the defensive front. Enough pressure generated on the defense from the defensive line
Hmm.
because we pushing, but we're not making the pocket collapse. We need to get
That's
that
right.
pocket to collapse.
Yeah.
We really do, and we're not creating that. And then when I look at the second level, when I look at Sandbar, they
Too
need to get
slow.
that train.
I like him, but he just too he too slow,
He's
man.
too
He
slow.
can't get those
He's
edges.
slow.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That
He's
can be a
slow.
problem. That can be a problem. And I
That's
say the
that's
same thing. But I'm gonna
he
say
too
this too,
slow, man.
football jungle. But I'm gonna say this. That I think what we did, we traded the run game for the passing game because the run game is not the problem anymore. See, we're talking
No,
about Michael Paulson in his debut coming back to Dallas and facing his old team. But we got to talk about Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is a true one technique defensive tackle, and it showed. It
yeah,
showed.
it
So
showed.
I think that we got that taken care of where we tried to address the run game, but now we're getting because we don't have the pressure up front or the pass rushers to pressure the quarterback. That's what's making this back end. Do you think that's what's making the back end that bad, or is it players? Does these players not know how to play this darn shell
It's a
defense or what?
it's a combination of the two. It's a combination of two. I have to say because we're not collapsing the pocket. One, two, we need more of a speedier linebacker core. Uh, three, we still got some inexperienced players in that secondary too, man. I saw
Mhm.
some players in that secondary being played that I haven't seen being played before.
Oh, you
Uh,
Stewart ready?
so yeah, Stuart Red is one of them. I saw Elam. He was doing a little something, something. I think he need to step it up some. He need to pick it up a notch. Elam need to pick it up a notch. And I seen Diggs come
Yeah,
up and make some plays. You know what I'm saying? He sacrificed his body on several plays and stuff like that. And that was good. But I'm still under the influence. Diggs is not 100%, but
yeah,
he's still braving it.
yeah,
Bland came out there and did his thing. Bland was out there doing his thing, man. He really was.
yeah,
So it's a combination of the both. I'm not gonna say it's all the defensive line fault, and I'm not gonna say it's all of the secondary fault. It's a combination of all three levels not being able to contribute to do their part as a unit.
yeah, yeah. Man, before we go any further, I got to do this, man. Before I go any further, I want to say a big shout out to everybody that came out to the watch party last night, man. Give it up. Uh, say, man, we had a good time. We had food, and we had our cigars and everything, our good beverages and things like that. We sat there and watched the game. So thank you for everybody that came out last night, man, and hung out with me, man. And thanks to the underground cigar shop for having us and allowing us to host our little old get together, man. So it turned out real well. I got to say that before I went any further. But yeah, I agree with you with what you're saying. But I'm gonna say this about Kyer Elam. Let me give you the explanation and a definition of what man press is. Man press is when you lock onto a receiver, football junkie, and once that ball is snapped, my job is to put my hands here and check him to not allow him off the line of scrimmage. There's no reason for you to move up and play face to face with a guy and you not put your hands up. This is what we saw Elam. Elam got beat twice of playing up in the chest of the receiver and just opening up like a swinging gate. Swinging gate. Now, I kind of got a different outlook on what we got going on. And Elam got burnt twice. But I'm gonna say this another thing about, we got all these like you said, Maurice Luafau. We got James. We got a lot of young, we got Damone Clark that we deactivated. So my problem right now, football junkie, is we got a bunch of independent contractors. And when I say that, we got a bunch of 1 year, maybe 2 year players. Why not just let the rookies play? Bring the rookies in. I mean, when we're talking about Kyer Elam. We're talking about Jack Sanborn. We're talking about Kenneth Murray Jr. We're talking about Stuart Redding. We're talking about all these. Just let the youngsters come in and learn the defense. And
Yeah.
I think that kind of hurts us, man, because that's why I call them independent contractors. They don't know, they don't have the history of the Dallas Cowboys. They just coming together because of their job. You got to groom your players on knowing the history of the organization and what it means when we play certain teams. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's part of the problem. But at the same time, we just don't have that pressure on the end to keep uh, the quarterback moving like we should. If that makes sense. But yeah, there's some things that I think that I saw, but again, I just think, man, this defense is basically holding back not only the wins but also the offense. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Uh, we we we're that close from being 3-1.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
That close from being 3-1.
Yeah,
And it's a play or two or three from last night game, a play or two or three from the Philadelphia game that could have just, what I'm saying, swung the momentum our way.
yeah.
Uh if we can just if this coaching staff, especially Iberfluzzi, if he can just get it in his head, if we can just swing, if we can have some swing games, and within those swing games, there's no telling what type of mental momentum that can be created. Because you can have one of the worst teams, but have these dudes playing over their head to the fact where they don't even know they're one of the worst teams and be playing lights out.
Well, and I think, this is something that Matt was talking about. Where we're going to simplify the defense. Well, damn, how much more can you simplify the defense when you're playing zone? And I want to say that because we looked at the game when we see both teams had 40, but I don't know if you're aware of it, but these two teams basically plays the same
Similar,
style
similar.
of football on
Mm-hmm.
offense and defense.
And
They run the
defense.
motion, we run the motion. They run the same shell, we run the same shell zone. So it's easy to put 40 points up when all you're doing is running zone. And they were talking about how Green Bay was just basically wasn't putting their hand. Well, we wasn't putting our hands on anybody either as on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, so you got two teams that pretty much play alike. And it showed when you give up 80 points in a game, man, that's a lot of points.
A
But I
lot of
do want to
points,
say,
man.
I do want to say this. I want to say two critical moments about our defense, and this is why I know either we're gonna have to think real hard about Matt Everflus, or we're gonna have to make some changes. So 43 seconds in regulation, and we all
Mm,
celebrate. And I kept saying it's too early. It's
it's too
too
early.
early. And all the defense had to do was go out there and get us 1-3 and out. What do? We allowed them to drive downfield to kick a field goal. That's the first one. The second critical moment, overtime. We score, we kick off. Defense, all we need you to do is go 1-3 and out, and we win. Didn't happen,
Secure
brother.
the bid. Secure the bid.
It didn't happen.
It
So
didn't
I
happen.
say that to say we have some major concerns with this defense, man. And I know a lot has to do with the players, a lot has to do with the scheme, a lot has to do with the coaches. But man, they got to fix this because this offense is playing too well to be, you know, losing the games that we have lost when they should be wins, right?
Exactly. Exactly. We easily could be 3-1. Easily.
Easily. But I,
Easily.
yeah, and I can say this here, and this I think this I think you probably could attest to this as well. But this is like basically the first three games is our preseason games. We didn't play our starters, so they still trying to jail. It's like that's what we do every year. Is we have to jail. It takes 3 games before we start jailing. So I don't know, but man, they need to fix this though, football junkie, man. So
We'll see. I give our new occurring defensive end. I give him another week or two just to
yeah,
get his legs back up under him, and, see,
yeah,
and we'll see how impactful he'll be. I seen a couple of plays he made last night as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Uh,
Veteran moves.
Veteran moves.
Yeah,
So once he get his legs back up under him, we're gonna see
yeah, for
how
sure.
impactful he can be coming off that edge. But
Yeah.
that Fowler, my brother,
Ah,
my brother,
again,
dude,
independent contractor.
what you come back from Washington to Dallas for?
Why do we
Oh my
bring?
goodness.
It's bad.
What?
It's bad.
Oh, oh,
It's bad. Yeah, so we got some work to
goodness.
do, football junkie. We got some work to do, man. And we'll just see what happened, man. Again, I can say I'm still kind of pissed because I think I'd rather have the win. And like I said, a tie can't do nothing for me. It's like a two of heart and a two of diamonds in a card game of spades, and it's not it has no value. So again, but that's where we are. But hey, football jug, I'm not gonna hold you any longer, man. I thank you for coming on here, man, hanging out with me, man. You know how we do it on Monday night, mic'd up. For everybody that's watching, we appreciate you as well. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video is posted. Football Jay, got any last word before we get out of here?
We got to cook this weekend. We got to cook this weekend.
We got to be balanced.
We got to cook this weekend because
Yeah,
we supposed to play some. We supposed to play some real live pooty poops.
yeah,
We got to
yeah,
cook this weekend.
yeah. Well, we'll see. All right. With that being said, like I always say, continue to be safe, continue to be blessed, and if you don't do anything else, continue to be kind. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind. All right. Well, I'm out of here. It's your guy G, the #1 Cowboy fan, Hampton, and I got football junkie. Until next time, deuces.